Well, parents, if you've got a teen driver, then you know how easy it is for them to get distracted on the road, especially when it comes to their phones. This week happens to be National Teen Driver Safety Week, so joining us this morning to help us parents navigate how to teach our teens defensive driving techniques is Maria Wojcik from DrivingMBA. Maria, this is a particularly timely interview for me because my son this week just got his driver's permit and my nerves are frazzled. So I am looking forward to whatever advice you give us. So, you know, the kids are still just familiarizing themselves with the law, the rules of the road, this is how you put it into park. How do you also teach them, amongst all of that, defensive driving techniques?
Well, I mean, it's important to do a lot of practice for you, for example. As soon as he gets his permit, do a lot of practice. The national standards talk about at least 100 hours of before they get licensed. In terms of distractions and things like that, as a parent, make sure that parent-teen contracts are a really good thing to use. So you sit down with them, you talk to them about what the rules are, what the responsibilities are, what the consequences for breaking the rules, and be very clear about that before they become licensed driver. And of course, get them good training. Make sure that reading the book and taking the written test isn't enough. They have a cursory knowledge of the rules of the road. Applying them is a whole different ballgame. So making sure that they know what those rules of the road are, applying them as they're being trained. And defensive driving, I mean, it's tough to do some of the things you really want to do out there. We have a simulator where we put them in, like you see the young man there, he's texting, and put them in those kinds of situations and show them how quickly things will change. So their ability to really, experience really some of the nasty things that happen out there in a safe and controlled environment. So that's what we do in order to help them learn defensive driving. But for parents, get out there, drive with them, take them to places they don't know. And be clear about what the rules are and do a lot of talking with them. You know,
Maria, you bring up a really interesting point about the simulator because when my son took the driving test, he did it online, and before he could take the test, the MVD, they forced the kids, force isn't the right word, but they have to watch 2 videos where people are incredibly and severely impacted by distracted drivers. Do you recommend tough love, number 1? And number 2, the kids don't always listen to just mom and dad. I mean, so how do we get through to them? Is tough love a good way? The tough talk?
Yeah, the tough talk is important. I mean, we use some of it so that they understand the consequences and that it's not just about them, because their actions could cause horrific consequences for other people. Well, but really, we partner with the parents that we're the experts. We're the one. We'll teach you. We teach them all the right basic skills, fundamental skills, defensive driving skills, and we work with the parents. And I can't tell you how important practice is with them and talking to them a lot through the process.
I have to say, sometimes I think the schools are worth the investment just because they don't always listen to mom and dad. And I think what a lot of teens and parents don't realize is that car crash is one of the leading causes of death for teenagers across the United States. So, Maria, thank you so much for having this important conversation with us. Really appreciate your time this morning.
You're welcome. Have a good day.